Tasmania has a cool temperate climate with 4 distinct seasons. The highest recorded maximum temperature in Tasmania is 42.2 degrees Celsius, 108.0 degrees Fahrenheit, at Scamander on 30 January 2009. During the 2009 southeastern Australia heat wave, Tasmania's lowest recorded minimum temperature is -13.0 degrees Celsius, 8.6 degrees Fahrenheit. On 30 June 1983, at Butlers Gorge, Shannon, and Tarraleah, rainfall in Tasmania is highly differentiated for a relatively compact island. It follows a complicated pattern rather analogous to that found on large continents at the same latitude in the northern hemisphere. Rainfall increases from around 506 millimetres, 19.9 in, at Ouse in the centre to 2,690 millimetres, 106 in, at Cradle Valley in the northwestern highlands. Sunshine is also highly differentiated, with average quotients ranging from around 4 hours a day, under 1,500 hours a year, in the southwest of the island, up to around 7 hours daily, 2,550 hours annually, in the northeast around the Launceston area. Climate data. Rainfall. In southern Australia, which includes Tasmania, most rain falls during the winter months and is normally associated with frontal systems. Elevation also has an important influence on rainfall, with the mountain areas of western Tasmania receiving higher rainfall totals. The wettest part of the state is the west coast, where there is a strong winter maximum in rainfall. January and February typically averages only 1/3 the rainfall of July and August. Though even in the driest months rain usually falls on every second day and the number of rainy days per year is much greater than on any part of the Australian mainland. Further east in the Lake Country, annual rainfall declines to around 900 millimetres, 35 in, whilst in the Midlands, i.e., further east again, annual rainfall is as low as 450 millimetres, 18 in, at Ross and generally below 600 millimetres, 24 in. The eastern part of Tasmania has rainfall more evenly distributed throughout the year than in the west, and most months receive very similar averages. The densely populated northern coast is much drier than the western side, with annual rainfall ranging from 666 millimetres, 26.2 in Launceston to 955 millimetres, 37.6 in Burnie in the northwestern, 993 millimetres, 39.1 in Scottsdale located further to the east. Most rain falls in winter, and in summer the average can be as low as 31 millimetres, 1.2 per month in Launceston. The east coast is wetter than the Midlands, with an average annual rainfall ranging from 775 millimetres, 30.5 in St Helens to around 640 millimetres, 25 in Swansea. Here the rainfall is evenly distributed over the year but can be very erratic as heavy rainfalls from the warm Tasman Sea are quite frequent, whereas a 3-day fall of 125 millimetres, 4.9 occurs only once every 50 years on the north coast. It occurs on average once every 4 or 5 years around Swansea and Bicino. On 7 to 8 June 1954, there were many falls as large as 230 millimetres, 9.1 in 2 days in that area. The east coast is sometimes called the Sun Coast because of its sunny climate. In the southeast, including Hobart, spring receives slightly more rainfall than winter, and spring also has slightly more rainy days than winter. Summer, Summer is from December to February, when the average maximum sea temperature is 21 degrees Celsius, 70 degrees Fahrenheit. On land, maximum temperatures average 20 degrees Celsius, 68 degrees Fahrenheit, to 24 degrees Celsius, 75 degrees Fahrenheit, along the coast and in the lowlands, such as around Launceston. The hottest areas of the state are in the valleys west of Hobart, where summer temperatures regularly rise above 25 degrees Celsius, 77 degrees Fahrenheit. During heat waves, temperatures in this region can rise above 40 degrees Celsius, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. The Tasmanian highlands are much cooler, with Lyowini, located on the Central Plateau, one of the coldest places in Australia, with temperatures in February ranging between 4 degrees Celsius, 39 degrees Fahrenheit, to 17 degrees Celsius, 63 degrees Fahrenheit. Winter. The winter months are June, July, and August, and are generally the wettest and coolest months in the state, with most elevated areas receiving considerable snowfall. Winter maximums range from 12 degrees Celsius, 54 degrees Fahrenheit, along the coast, to 3 degrees Celsius, 37 degrees Fahrenheit, on the Central Plateau, thanks to frequent cold fronts from the Southern Ocean. Minimum temperatures, however, are warmer than mainland Australia. Most of coastal Tasmania rarely drops below freezing, and daily temperature variation is often very narrow. Elevated inland areas can, however, drop below -10 degrees Celsius, 14 degrees Fahrenheit, during clear nights between fronts, while during snowy weather the maximum temperature may not rise above 0 degrees Celsius, 32 degrees Fahrenheit. Spring. The spring months are September, October, and November. It is a season of frequent changes, as winter weather patterns begin to take the shape of summer patterns. Although snowfall is still common in mountainous areas until October, spring is the windiest time of the year, with afternoon sea breezes starting to take effect on the coast. Autumn. Autumn is from March to May and is a season of transition, as summer weather patterns gradually take on the shape of winter patterns. Locations. Hobart. Hobart has a mild temperate oceanic climate, Köppen climate classification, with 4 distinct seasons. The highest temperature recorded was 41.8 degrees Celsius on the 4th of January 2013, and the lowest was -2.8 degrees Celsius on the 25th of June 1972. Compared to other major Australia cities, Hobart has the second least daily average hours of sunshine, with 5.9 hours. Melbourne has the least. The city rarely receives snow in winter. However, the adjacent Mount Wellington is often seen with a covering in winter, and it has received unseasonal snowfalls in all seasons, including summer. Though snow is unusual in general at sea level in Australia, Hobart has most probably had the most sea level snowfalls out of any state capital. Launceston. Launceston has a mild, temperate climate, with 4 distinct seasons. The city is located in the Tamar Valley and is surrounded by many large hills and mountains. With this type of topography, Launceston's weather patterns can change in a short period of time. Ouse. Due to its inland location, Ouse has relatively warm summers and cool winters, with a high diurnal range and low precipitation throughout the months. Frost is common in the winter. Burnie. The average temperature in summer ranges from 12.5 to 21 degrees Celsius, with drier non-sea breeze days as warm as 27 degrees Celsius, with around 16 hours of sunshine per day. In winter, temperature ranges from 6 to 13 degrees Celsius, and only 8 hours of sunshine. Relative humidity averages over 60% for the year in the afternoon. Burnie averages 994 millimeters of rainfall per year. Most of the rain is in the second half of the year from July to December. Queenstown. Queenstown has a very wet climate, and is one of the wettest locations in Tasmania, with an annual average rainfall of 2,408.2 millimeters. 94.8 in. Spread throughout the year. Launceston. Owing to its high-altitude location in the far south of Australia, Launceston is one of the few places in the continent with a subpolar oceanic climate. Köppen CFC. See also. Environment of Australia. Climate diagrams of Tasmania at Wikimedia Commons.